vodka stream's going to be full on spoiler discussion, but I thought I would just get in just a little spoiler talk right before that. Seeing the movie again on Sunday. Third time. What's happening, film friends? Dave the Film Junkie here. Let's do a little spoiler talk, a little pre-talk before the Vodka stream tonight. Hopefully I'll get this up. I should get it up probably before, right now it's 6 o'clock, so I got 2 hours. Hopefully I'll get it up. Get an hour and we'll talk about this. I'm going to try to be as brief as possible because obviously we're going to be going over it like crazy tonight with a full panel, which will be great. But anyways, the Batman, yes, saw it again last night, seeing it again on Sunday. That's what I love about these movies is you just get people that are going, have you seen it yet? I'm like, yeah, but I'll see it again. And it's just the way it is. And it's really great. And I just wanted to talk about a couple of topics when it comes to this movie, because there's just so much to take in. And, I don't want to just go too long with this, but the opening of this movie, I mean, was Robert Pattinson right or was he right when he talked about how jarring it was when you just go, wait, this is a Batman movie and it's going to start like this? I mean, first off, I love the fact that it's just like, show a logo, show a logo, show a logo. Just kind of like what they did with the Joker. It's like, Matt Reeves probably went, I like how that is. Let's keep it like that because that's, that's a 70s vibe. 70s, 80s vibe. Let's keep that kind of vibe with that. And I think moving forward, some other filmmakers should do that too when it comes to CBMs. But yeah, I mean, it starts off and one of the biggest, freakiest things about the Riddler is how he breathes in that mask. And you're getting his point of view when he's looking at Mayor Mitchell. When, we know how he's going to end up killing him. And by the way, it's like when Mayor Mitchell moves and Riddler's standing behind him, fuck! The narration from Pattinson, Bruce, year 2, talking about everything. I mean, it's what we would want in a Batman movie because you want it noir-y, you want it detective-y, and that's what this movie definitely shows us. And it's funny, too, because every time, because we've been following this movie since, the filming and everything about it, and you're doing the Leo thing, and you're seeing the people in costume because it's Halloween night, and there's so many, when they're pulling stuff from Long Halloween, it's almost like directly in her face, which is great. But, when you see, that aspect, I was looking for the supposed Superman and Wonder Woman that's supposed to be within that little scene right there. But now what's cool about, and you know what, there's one thing, and I'm gonna bring this up tonight, is the boots. When it comes to Batman's boots, that the boots play a significant part of the character because you hear those footsteps, and when you see that gang that's all painted up, they're trying to rob this dude on the subway, and I love the fact that it's they think I'm in the shadows, the bat signal's up. I mean, we've seen that before too, even with the Dark Knight. When the signal goes up, bad guys just kind of go, you know what, it's just doesn't feel right tonight. The guy could be anywhere. So he's utilizing that because obviously he's just one dude in a big city. He can't be everywhere at once, which is what he says in the narration. And then you hear that, you hear the footsteps, and then he shows up to take on those dudes, and we see the scene that we saw in that very first teaser trailer. But I was like, how does he stealthy? Maybe it's he's putting emphasis when he's walking on the heel just to give that noise. But I mean, if he's going to be stealthy, maybe he'll be on the balls of his feet or something like that if he's doing all that. We don't really see a lot of that where it's where is he kind of thing. More, maybe a little bit, but I don't know. It's just something I was like, yeah, but how does he be stealthy? I mean, you got to get a softer heel there, Bruce. Camera contact technology, which we saw in some kind of TV spot or something like that, is really cool. And I love the fact that when he gets to know Selena and she ends up wearing them and goes into the Iceberg Lounge or the Below 44 Club, which is, man, it's just, this really just shows you that everybody who's elite in Gotham goes to this exclusive club. And, they do the whole drop heads. They talk about the droplets and everything. I mean, you just see how corrupt this city is. And as Batman's trying to figure out exactly what is going on, especially with the Riddler. And when it comes to the Riddler, I mean, the whole thing of it is, which we kind of knew already from seeing, the pictures in the apartment when he says, bring him out to the light, which Falcone ends up being the rat, I guess you could say, or he ends up being like the center of all this. I mean, that's what was really cool about the story. It was like, all right, so how is everybody all intertwined with this? And of course, by the way, like that Falcone, when it came to the funeral scene before outside, and they just ripped something again right out of the Long Halloween Home about him getting shot in the chest. Thomas Wayne, saved his life, and he saw him on the stair. I mean, that was pulled right out of that. I mean, Matt Reeves really was like, yeah, Long Halloween, that's a book you should read. But remember, we saw Zoe Kravitz in the set images that she was there, but it wasn't like she was not there this time. It was that other girl that was in that club. And that was a little weird because I was kind of going like, all right, that's interesting. So was it repurposed? Was there something? And then there's like, even on the poster, like when Bruce comes out of there, doesn't he have like a bag? I don't know. There's something about that funeral scene that I was kind of like, I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna ask the boys tonight, see what they have to say about that. But funeral scene was of course great to see on the big screen, even though we saw on the small screen. But and then of course we have the whole Selena, is Falcone is her father, which has been touched about when it came to, and then even when Riddler starts exposing the Waynes, that was pretty interesting because there's this whole story of Thomas Wayne was worried about things getting out because it's not this time well, there's been different, I guess it started off as Martha, like her maiden name was like Kane for Bob Kane, but then Arkham, which was interesting that they were going to like, okay, we're going to tie all that. And then like Martha's had mental illness. She's like gone in and out of stuff. And then like Thomas was really trying to protect her. So then we have this reporter. I didn't catch his first name, but his last name was definitely Elliot. Right before you see Hush, which I thought was a really cool Easter egg when the Riddler was showing off all the Wayne stuff while Bruce is like watching and just seeing like the fact that he's like, oh man, this is, and then of course when he goes and starts talking to Falcone, that's a very awesome scene when Bruce, he confronts Falcone, which is really great. But when it comes to Riddler's plan and all the different stuff and all the different riddles, and when the tone shifts to like, oh yeah, I mean, it's convenient. We gotta remember this is a movie. There's some convenience, and I really noticed it more this time. There's some stuff that's like really convenient. Specifically the fact that, the weapon that he was mainly using to like bonk people on the head was like a carpet tucker or whatever the hell. You just kind of slam it and make sure the carpet is tucked in under the little baseboard or whatever. I forgot, floorboard, and Batman finally puts together like, oh, there's a carpet right here. I better like lift it up. Oh, look at this, the map of the city. And there's little blinking lights, which, the Riddler's planted some bombs all over the seawall. So then, of course, blows up. The water just starts pouring in. And then, of course, we get like that epic final act, which I thought, I could see why people were like, oh, man, that was like a tonal shift kind of thing. Sure. But at the same time, I was like, well, you had to have something grand like this happen. And my God, I mean, he takes a buckshot to the chest, and we got Batman literally shooting up some. My first thought was Venom. Bane? That was actually pretty shocking because I was like, okay, he took a shot to the chest. He is like not feeling good. And then he ends up just like shooting up something, adrenaline maybe, I don't know, to like get some. And then you see him like do his like he's beating the shit out of that one dude who was at the beginning, and he goes, I'm vengeance. Oh, it's the same dude without makeup. And that was a turning point because I do like the fact that Penguin and Catwoman, Selena calls him vengeance, vengeance, vengeance. It's always about like vengeance. That was like a turning point where Batman did not want to be vengeance anymore, I think. That's what it's just like, kind of like, because you see him kind of go, oh man, he just said he's vengeance. I've been saying that. Maybe that is corny. I don't think it was corny, but it was just like a turning point, I thought, when it came to that. And then, of course, when he cuts the thing and saves the day, leads people out. I mean, you really see the evolution of Batman. And then, of course, we're still going to deal with the duality of Bruce Wayne. Obviously, this Bruce Wayne doesn't know how to be Bruce Wayne yet. It'll get there, and we'll see. But I like the fact that it wasn't that. He wasn't trying to be the playboy. I mean, he was literally coming, when he came down, talk to Alfred, he had to put his sunglasses on like he was a fucking vampire. I mean, let's not make that comparison, please. But there's that. And then, of course, the Riddler essentially wanted to team up with Batman. I mean, it was all about teaming up with the Batman, taking out these elites, and then teaming up with the Batman. I mean, that through the glass, that scene was pretty good. I mean, Paul Dano, the way he just like changes his voice, goes deep, and then he just like, you know. It was a little, whoa, that's a little strange. And yeah, I mean, I will say that, like, okay, so his whole plan was to work with the Batman. It's a little flawed, I will say, because it's like, okay, you really thought that this guy who's like going around and trying to do good and being a vigilante was like, he was going to totally just be like, okay with you. You know, you think like this guy's smart, so why would he think that, oh yeah, I did this because of you, and we want to team up because look at you, you inspired me, which, of course, I do like that point of the story is the fact that, you know, it always leads back to that trial Batman the Animated Series episode where like, you know, who did Batman create the Rogues Gallery or the Rogues Gallery create Batman kind of thing. There's always that question when it comes to the villains, which I think is really cool. And then speaking of villains, I mean, after the whole thing doesn't work out, we get, of course, an Arkham. Man, yeah, I mean, Matt Reeves tried his best. He tried his best to be like, hey, Barry Keoghan, whatever. I always say his name wrong. But yeah, he's not in it. We cut him out. He was like, you know, supposed to be somebody. But then it was like, when I heard the voice, I went, here we go. I remember just going, yeah. And then when he said like turn people into clowns, man, the first showing, they were like, oh, people started going, oh, you started here, ooh. And then when he laughed, it was like, man, his face is fucked up. I am wondering if they are going to release a full-on image, probably not anytime soon, but maybe in like April or something like that. Will they release an image of Barry Keoghan as the Joker and see how fucked up his face looks? Because my nephew thought he was Two-Face at first, but then when the laugh came, he was like, oh yeah, okay. And I'm like, yeah. So that was pretty interesting. And yeah, there's other little callbacks. I'm sure there's some stuff I'm not totally getting. But and then, of course, Selina and, you know, Batman and Catwoman part ways, which was a cool little, like, you know, because they're developing a relationship. And I'm kind of wondering, is Bruce Wayne a virgin in this? There's a possibility. Like, man, but he's good looking dude. Yeah. Anyways, bring that up on Vodka Stream. So they part ways, and then, but right before that, I didn't catch it the first time, but she said she was going to head up to Bloodhaven. I was like, well, there you go. That's pretty cool. Does that mean the series is gonna take place in Bloodhaven, like the Catwoman? That would be sweet. So I like the fact that was thrown in there. There's other things that are thrown there too, but yeah, it's just kind of curious to see. Do they go no man's land because the city is flooded? It's martial law happening. Do they really go that direction or what? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, and that's pretty much all there really is to say about it when it comes to a spoiler talk. But yeah, where does it go? Do they do that? And then also when it comes to the Joker, I really hope that save him for the third one to be more in the third one. I think keep teasing him, maybe show him in the second one, but I don't want him to be the main villain. Let him be the main villain in the third one, maybe when it takes on, when the rogues just like team up, because obviously Edward's still around. We'll get some Mad Hatter in there, maybe in a Mr. Freeze. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but there you go, guys. That's just the talking points I wanted to go over when it came to this. And like I said, Vodka Stream, it's coming up, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We'll have a full panel discussion. Hit that like, thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell. Patreon's down there. Doing a Patreon stream tomorrow. All the links are down there. Do all that. All right, guys. I'll see you later on tonight. Bye.